Hey, Mason Middle School and Pierce Middle School. This is Mrs. Taplin here, coming to you live from Natural Red Company. I am here with the owner, the creator. Her name is Karen Guillemette, and she has, created a business. She is a business owner, but it didn't start out. She didn't start out as a business owner. So we're going to talk to her today about her career path and how she got to where she is now. So Karen, thank you for letting us come in. It's so good to see you.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So, okay. So first of all, how did you start? Your career path. Can you take us a couple, where did you start out? Did you always do this product or no?
Sure.
I think you were something.
Yes. So I didn't plan to be an entrepreneur. I was a teacher. I taught deaf and hard of hearing students for Detroit Public Schools. And then after I had a few children, I decided to be a stay-at-home mom. And I loved that. That was my favorite job. And then my ex-husband decided that he wanted a divorce. I had 5 kids that were 10 and under, and I needed money.
You needed income, right? Of
and
course.
I needed
to support your family.
Yes, to support my family, but my
Right.
youngest 2 were too little to go to school.
Okay.
And so I felt like I needed to do something in my home.
Okay.
So I had recently had a lot of mommy guilt about all the chemicals that I was putting on the kids.
Okay.
So I started looking at ingredients to all the products that we used, and I was feeling really guilty. So I grew up in a family where the more natural something was, the better it was. So we used essential oils. My mom would make tinctures. We had honeybees. We made our own bread. And so I kind of got away from that as I got older because, let's face it, that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And so I started looking for products that were more natural, and I had a hard time finding things that worked the way they should, that were as clean. The ones that worked, the ingredients weren't as clean as they needed to be, and I was just kind of really frustrated with the results I was getting. And so I thought, I can research this, I can experiment, I can create some stuff for my family. And so I started making a few products, and then after the divorce, I thought, I'm a mom, I'm worried about these things. Maybe I should try to sell to other moms that are worried about these things as well.
So what was your first product that you made? You said you made a couple products for your family. What was the first thing that you made?
So one of my daughters has curly hair.
Okay.
And we went swimming, and I was trying to comb through, and she was crying. And I thought, I have some detangler around here somewhere.
Oh yes, my daughter uses detangler too.
So I thought, I'll grab it. And I grabbed it, and the same voice that kept talking to me said, what's in that? What's in that? And I looked at the ingredients, and I didn't know any of them except for water. And I opened it up, and I smelled it, and it smelled like chemical strawberries. And I was like, I can't put this on my child.
Yeah.
So I dumped it out, and I Googled homemade.
Google.
Yeah.
Google anything.
Homemade natural hair detangler. And I looked
Okay.
at the ingredients, and I was like, well, I have some of this, and I have some of that, and I could substitute this for that. And I got everything together, I dumped it in, I shook it up, I sprayed it on her hair, it combed through.
Oh.
And there were no tears, and there were no chemicals, and there were no chemical strawberry smells. And I was like, what else could I do this with?
Well, and that, you just made me think of something about inventions. Like that, a lot of times inventions are created out of necessity
Yes.
or a need. So I know my dad always told me that. He was always trying to come up with something.
Right.
He always had an invention, but it never went to fruition. I don't know. Anyway, how to say that. But yeah, but you made it happen.
Yes. So
Very cool. Good
thank
for
you. Thank you. I started with detangler, and then I also made for the family the hand sanitizer.
Okay, yes.
That didn't burn, but it killed the germs because I had the same daughter. She would cry every time we put hand sanitizer on it so it burns. And I was like, there has to be a natural way that we can do this
Mhm.
that kills the germs, doesn't burn. Okay, hand sanitizer, lice prevention spray.
Mhm.
I was terrified of my children getting lice.
Mhm.
I made a little dry eraser on the go moisturizing stick
Okay.
to protect
And
them
we
when they
will
went
see
outside.
these items in a little bit.
And, yes, and lip balm. And those
Lip
are
balm.
what I
Favorites.
started with, and that's what I made for the family. And then that is also that was my first line that I launched.
Okay. And your first line you launched at Weber Elementary, where I used to work. That's how I met Mrs. Gilmet, Miss Gilmet. And so, okay. So, hang on, cut for a minute. Oh.